Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to talk all about Steam in today's video, and this is a bit of news that kind of got swept under the radar. I hadn't really covered it, but I do really want to go over it as Valve and Steam has laid out a lot of the new updates that are coming to Steam, the new layout, which I think looks incredibly sleek. I know based on the images that are running around the web right now, some people like it, some people dig the more simplistic look that it's got going on right now. I think Steam is in dire need of a facelift, especially with the ever-evolving climate of the PC gaming marketplace and whatever the case may be. I think 2019 heading into 2020 really marks a new era for PC gaming. Maybe that's a little bit of a hyperbolic statement, but I don't really think that's the case, just because there's so many more games coming to PC, just because there's so many more competitors in the market. We've got everything going on with subscription services. There's just a lot to delve into in the entire world of not only PC gaming, but gaming in general, and I think it's about time that Steam has this major facelift. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Also, a brand new Steam client update was already released, and a lot of updates are pretty sizable, so I want to take you guys a look through that. And also, when you're talking about the PC gaming landscape right now, of course, you have to talk a little bit about competition, and that competition is really arising from the Epic Game Store. Some things they're doing, I think, are very compelling going into the future. However, other things we're not a big of a fan of, like some of the exclusives. However, one of the major publishers in Bandai Namco, who I think have been at the forefront of bringing a lot of these third-party games to PC, if you go back years ago, we're talking 5-6 years ago, a lot of these third-party games we were not seeing coming to PC. I point to you guys games from, say, a Capcom, Activision, whatever the case may be, but Bandai Namco was one of those publishers that really got on the PC train early, and it looks like they're sticking around with Steam. And I want to take a look at a tweet from the social media and event management guy over at Bandai Namco, because that gives us quite a bit of insight, but we'll go over that at the end of this video. First up, this new Steamworks development post, which I'll leave a link to in the description box down below, goes over a lot of what to expect out of this Steam update. It notes, new asset types for the Steam library. In March at GDC, we announced that the Steam library is getting an overhaul. The new library brings together a player's experience with a game and new content communications from the developer and community in a richer, more visual layout. You can start uploading and previewing the new assets today. We are weeks away from the public beta of the new feature set, so that is a public beta. Everybody can dabble in. Now is the time to start uploading new assets for your updated library preferences. Download the library asset templates here. The link again, description box below. Steam will create a fallback treatment for both the capsule and header treatment, but adding your branding assets is the best way to showcase your products in your customer's Steam library. This treatment will apply to all products on Steam, so we encourage you to backfill older products so they look their best. Of course, this is applying to developers and those that are selling their games on Steam. Somebody actually hit me up over email recently telling me that them and their boys released a game on Steam and wanted me to check you out. I got your email and I will be checking it out. Just been a little busy, but I found that rather remarkable. I know it's not all too difficult to release a game on Steam, but man, a lot of people getting into game development, I find that to be rather cool. They also show some examples of a product detail page with the new header treatment showcasing the hero image with logo image laid on top. They showcase Portal 2. I think it looks pretty sleek. I like how it looks on the library. And this just gives us a taste of how Steam's gonna look in the future. Again, I know that library updates and things like that aren't of paramount of importance to you guys, but to me, to improve that overall experience, I think that's a big deal. And I think Steam has been rather good at that, even though their community support is still in the gutter. That's one area I would really like to see Steam improve on and Valve improve on. But in terms of Steam as a platform, I think it's been making a lot of progress, and I'm really excited for this update as well. Whenever it does drop, obviously I'll let you guys know, but right now I really like the sleek layout. It's not like the Steam layout has any issues to it, but over a couple of years, just because PC is this long generational platform, it's not like on consoles where you're gonna get those inherent layout changes when you release a new console. On PC, a PC is a PC, and it's just gonna persist for years on end. So these layout changes kind of just give us an idea of, okay, here's a new chapter of Steam's life, but with that new chapter, you're gonna be able to experience everything in the past as well. I just appreciate stuff like that, and good to see Steam and Valve continuing to progress on that end. Okay, so that's in the future. However, there was also a new Steam client update released yesterday. This was done pretty quietly, and there's a lot of fixes and updates made with this, so let's go over them. A new Steam client update has been released and will be automatically downloaded, so chances are if you hopped on Steam, you probably already downloaded it, but it noted it fixed Windows cursor sometimes showing as the incorrect type most often in the system tray menu. Workshop updates view news on the download panel will now navigate to the list of subscribed items rather than to news for the base game. fixed the bug causing Steam UI and some Steamworks games to have occasional performance hitches for users with large friend lists or large numbers of blocked friends. In-game overlay, a lot of fixes there. I'm not going to go over everything, but it did know full screen views in chat windows now render in the chat window rather than in a separate full screen window on the top of the game. Fix certain keyboard events being sent incorrectly when in web browser window, and fix dark rendering of windows in the overlay in titles that use Vulkan Graphics API. A couple of other fixes in regards to that. They also added in-home streaming. Steam in-home streaming is experimentally available outside the home and is now known as Steam Remote Play. Your Steam clients can now stream games from each other wherever they are, as long as there is a good network connection on both sides and they are close to a Steam data center. Of course, the good network connection is paramount. I know everybody's getting on board with this streaming thing. This is a little bit different where it's just remote play, but whenever we talk about game streaming and whatever the case may be, good network connection is absolutely paramount. That's why I'm always a little bit skeptical in recommending it. I was on board with streaming, not necessarily being absolutely captivated by it, but I always gave it a chance going back to the on live days. Some of you guys might not even know about that, but that's a different tangent that we can talk about in another video. That is being included. In-home streaming settings have been renamed in remote play settings. Paired Stream Link devices now show up in the remote play settings. You can now remove all paired Steam Link devices, fix the PC to PC streaming client hanging when you alt tab away from it, and added a network status icon to indicate that the network connection is slow. Outside of that, there was a lot of updates made to Steam input, shader pre-caching, Steam network sockets, Linux fixes have been made, Mac OS fixes have been made, so a sizable update dropped. Again, if you want the full rundown, I'll give a link to that in the description box as well. And lastly, all of these updates are great and all platforms really need to be making these updates because now with all of this competition, you want to make sure you have the best possible platform possible. And one platform in EGS, one way that they've been making their platform compelling, of course, is by acquiring a lot of exclusives. I was always wondering why none of the Bandai Namco games were going to Epic Game Store. I'm sure Epic Game Store reached out to all of these publishers, and it looks like that's not changing in regards to Bandai Namco, as the social media and event management guy over at Bandai Namco tweeted this. He first noted talking about Ni no Kuni Remastered, which is coming September 20th to Steam. Very excited for that. Ni no Kuni 2 was a great game, and I'm hyped to see the first game get a release on PC. That's always one thing I call for. We got Ni no Kuni 2 on PC. Why don't we have the first game? Well, that is getting rectified. Somebody followed up by asking, sorry for this question, but can I expect a Steam release for the other titles too? It's really bothering me since it's only PC digital in trailers. I don't mind wherever it's being sold, but I like buying games on Steam, and that's where I've bought every game. He just replied bluntly saying, so far we stuck to Steam and I don't see us changing anytime soon. Now, obviously, if they get an obscene offer from the Epic Game Store, publishers are going to change their tune really quickly. However, I question how much longer Epic Games can really fork over millions upon millions of dollars, because I really do believe that's in the ballpark of how much money they're forking over to get these exclusive agreements. Look, if Fortnite continues to be as big as it is, they're going to have FU money for a very, very long time, but at some point, if people aren't jumping on over to the platform, you know that there's going to be diminishing returns on that, but at the same time, it does seem like people are jumping over to the platform. World War Z sold relatively well over there, and I know the popular thing to do is crap on the Epic Game Store, and I've done my fair share of that, but I've also praised them in some regards, and I've noted that having more competitors in the market is good. However, just some of the methods and things EGS is doing, I don't think are best for the consumer, especially what's going on with Shenmue 3. That's something I haven't even covered on this channel. I will do so very soon, but I expect that to be a very, very controversial video, but nonetheless, we'll get to that when we get to it. In the case of Bandai Namco, it looks like for the foreseeable future, their games will remain on Steam, and I'm very excited about that. Bandai Namco, again, was one of those publishers that really put their foot forward in bringing over a lot of these Japanese games to Steam. I remember the early Naruto games, those Tales of games, God Eater, I can go on and on. Those Bandai Namco properties that just came to PC that I never thought would come to PC back in, what, 2012, 2013? I never thought a Tales of game would be on PC. I never thought the Naruto games would be on PC. And Bandai Namco really facilitated an era where it was acceptable to bring these games to PC, and they showed that these games could do rather well, even if they're not selling millions upon millions of copies. If you put work into the port, even if it's not a home run of a port, it could do rather well. You could make some money off of it. And I hope that bodes well for the future with game releases like Ni no Kuni, Code Vein, Tales of Arise, which looks incredible, and all of the other games Bandai Namco has slated up. Whatever platform they do decide to release it on, as long as it's a compelling PC version, I will be satisfied, but let the consumer know ahead of time before getting excited about the game, hey, it's gonna come to this platform, it's gonna come to that platform. Don't pull a Shenmue 3 where it was a crowdfunded title, and then you bait and switch, and then make it an Epic Store exclusive for 12 months. That stuff I will never let slide. But that's gonna conclude this video, guys. guys, again, Steam is getting some major updates. If you want the full rundown, links in the description box down below. And as far as Bandai Namco goes, it looks like their games will continue to be released on Steam. That's going to conclude this video. If you guys have a request for a future video, you can always leave that in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.